Yo, this video is probably one of the most disturbing things I have ever put up on this channel. Hopefully I ever will put up on this channel. I feel like I gazed into the abyss with this video. So I'm just letting y'all know off rip. If you not trying to question humanity, do not watch this. Okay, don't watch this. I didn't even finish the video, bro. That's how bad it was. Not even saying the video itself is bad. I'm saying the subjects of the video were that bad. So this is the final warning. You can click off the video now. I won't even be mad if this video only gets like 3 views. I won't even be mad about it. I will understand. I have no business learning all this information. I went into this being like, look, I don't think furries are inherently terrible. I'm not gonna lie, some of you niggas genuinely don't deserve happiness. Like, what are we talking about, bro? All right, you have been warned.
Racist against rappers, they all look the same to him. They used to beg him not to egg him on Halloween. He told him holler back with the suede Pumas, dollar green. Nah, I mean, heat it up till the temperature tarball. Y'all just gawk like gargoyle.
Yeah, you read the title. Yeah, you read the title. I'll be honest with you. I don't know much about furries. I don't really understand it. I don't hate it violently like how a lot of people hate it, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm just aware that it just doesn't make sense to me. I have heard crazy things about furries though. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I've heard some wild things. And this is not gonna help that, because this is the most disturbing furries. So we gonna see just how disturbing it gets, man. I think the most disturbing thing I've ever heard from about furries is there was one of them that like he stitched his suit together with like old carpet and stuff, and it stunk badly. I don't know. Yeah, I don't understand that shit. But as somebody who's deep in the anime, bro, I'm not gonna sit here and judge you by the sins of your few. Okay, I understand what it's like to be in a community that has a lot of terrible stereotypes. I think that's why I'm more like understanding of it, because, you know, as an anime nigga, people, the stereotype is we stink, live in the mom's basement, and we're just like, we're pieces of shit online and stuff. And there's not a lot of us that help out with that. So I'm assuming it's the same thing with furries. But this is about to probably make me want to throw up. So let's go. Royalty is here.
So, furries. Yes, furries, not fairies. I know of my hereditary
Jesus.
speech impediment that comes with
that King Kong in the background. Yo, this is why I like this guy. He has good taste in video games. What is this screenshot?
It's not fairies. I know of my hereditary speech impediment that comes with the buff of being British. It sounds like I'm talking about the Tinkerbell looking things with wings, but no, I'm talking about the Lola Bunny liking, Beastars watching, and a
oh my god, I ain't gonna lie, I like Beastars, but I was like, bro, this doesn't make me a furry. And Lola Bunny, bro, that's like, yeah, okay.
apparently oil tycoons, with how most of them can afford some of the equipment for this hobby, like the fursuits, which are just thousands for the paws.
Jesus Christ. What? Slipper feet? Stompy feet paws? What is stompy feet paws? Fursuit sandals? I ain't gonna lie, I've heard a lot of furries are like in IT and stuff like that, or in the military. Yeah, I've heard.
But yes, furries, I've talked about them a lot on this channel. Not as much as maybe other things like VR chat, VTubers, or the random topics I find to make into videos.
Yeah.
But I've made at least 2 videos on the topic and made a few offhand comments.
I have let me know if y'all want me to watch those videos too.
Like how I didn't know the Odd Ones Out was a furry.
What?
And the fact you may be in contact with someone that is a fairy, you just don't know it yet.
1.4 and 2.8 million furries worldwide. Look, that's exactly why I'm not gonna sit here and say that I hate furries. You know what I'm saying? Look, if you want to donate to my channel, no, kidding.
Especially if they're in the army and
I literally
IT related jobs.
I wasn't lying. I wasn't lying. I feel so vindicated. I literally just said I've heard there's so many furries in IT and in the military. I feel vindicated now, bro.
or have any remote interest in games like Team Fortress 2.
Chill
Hey,
out.
I don't make the rules.
Chill out, bro.
And then, oh fuck!
And no, I
What was that?
make the rules.
What is, yo?
And then, oh fuck!
And no,
is
I am not a fairy for the final f***ing time. Not even my 3D avatar is fairy inspired. It's
You're not royalty. You might, bro.
more of a reference to Hotline Miami, if
Okay. Cope.
anything.
Cope.
And my profile picture is a cute bird I found in my wall.
I don't know. Looks pretty furry to me, bro.
Knowing the
I don't make the rules.
lifespan of birds and why I assume is a great tit, it is probably dead.
Assume.
Anyway, disclaimer to the side. Ever since my first video on furries, I think almost 2 years ago now, I don't think much has changed about the community. They still have somewhat of a negative reputation surrounding them, to the
Yeah.
point where if you are not remotely involved in the community at all, you don't go to the conventions, you don't even own a fursuit, you don't even know what your fursona is yet, you
I genuinely, bro, I don't understand fursonas or whatever. I just don't get it. I genuinely just don't get it, bro. I don't get it. How are you not dying in that suit? How? I understand, because as long as you don't let people see your real face and know your identity, it's like, okay, I can see why you feel comfortable doing it, because nobody's going to know that you did it. But I just don't understand why you do it.
You don't even own a fursuit.
I don't
You
get
don't
it.
even know what
This is my first Sona? What the? What is this? A German Shepherd? Oh my fucking god, bro.
your fursona is yet. You just watched Zootopia once and it made you feel a certain type of way, but you still identify under the title
I'm a furry, get used to
of
it.
furry. And if you ever mention such in a social setting, most people will treat you as if you had just admitted you were a scientist for Unit 731 during World War II.
Chill out. I actually got a friend who just is disgusted by furries, bro. Because one time we went to a Comic-Con convention, and there was somebody walking around with a tail hanging out their back, and like the dude literally about threw up when he saw it. It was like, he was like, dude, I think I just saw a furry. Yo, I was like, I'm just mind my business.
With intentional indecent exposure. Those two things, or admitting you're a Nikkei 30 fan in 2025.
I could visit anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Taylor Swift's bathroom.
And the main reason people have this reaction is either due to some fairies that are a lot more vocal about their hobby,
What
to the
the
point where
fuck?
it's their entire identity and everyone must know, or
Yeah, no, I feel like this is OD. Because you know whatever child walks towards you is finna get bullied the very next day. Like, this is OD. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. There's no way to defend this. This is crazy. This is crazy game.
people confuse them with Therians, which is a completely different ballpark.
A what?
No, or people confuse them with Therians, which is a completely different ballpark.
What is a Therian?
That's people actually acting like animals. Or more recently, you have the fairies in those VR chat trolling videos taking on the mantle of
I love proximity chat. I love proximity chat, bro. He be on my TikTok. I be dying.
destroying the reputation of fairies themselves.
FIB, Special Agent, Sleeper Agent,
What's an FIB?
FBI,
Oh, you're a liar.
a liar, a liar.
I'm gonna sue you for that.
Sue you and sue my fucking family, and my family will be dead.
No, I'm not kidding.
What?
The last time I let out my anger, a lot of people fucking died.
Oh my fucking god, bro. Oh my god.
All I remember was seeing 5 to 10 dudes, and then everything just goes black.
Why do
Oh my fucking god, bro. Whew. Okay, sorry. I had to get that cringe out.
they always have the same way of speaking or the same inflection to their voice?
I had to wiggle that out my body, bro. You ever see something and you just your body physically starts to move on its own.
It's like a VR chat accent at this point. And probably the
I played VR chat one time, and I'm just not interested in playing it ever again, bro. And I played it when I was like a teenager.
most prominent reason people hate fairies is due to the more infamous fairies.
This is the one that I know. He's like literally stitched together a bunch of different. Oh my god, bro, that's probably that shit.
The ones where everyone else in the community absolutely detests them, and they vehemently claim they are not a part of the community and do not represent them.
What is this claymation VTuber looking nigga?
In any way. Yet people outside of the community only ever see these infamous characters, probably because of the crimes they commit, often assisting in
That's the dude. What's his name? I think he got exposed for being in a weird group chat where they like actually like have sex with Roadkill, bro.
boosting their story.
Shit like this makes me want to just disconnect from the internet, bro.
Outside of the community, where a normal person will see this and use them as a base example of what all fairies are like, which is probably the equivalent of saying the Sonic fandom is the worst.
Sonic is fucking real life.
Fairies are like, which is probably the equivalent of saying the Sonic fandom.
Yo, I love videos like these, bro. I love videos like this.
Is the worst, and using Chris Chan as an example of your average Sonic fan. Just a little side note, I recently saw a video of him shotgunning a glass of his own offspring mixed with Fanta on Instagram Reels, and it completely ruined my day. Just thought you should know. But hey, admittedly, I
genuinely that made me want to like turn off the video, bro.
Used to view fairies the same way. I used to think a few years ago all of them were complete weirdos, until I met a few without knowing and they were just normal and pretty chill.
Yeah, I guarantee you that if you socialize with enough, you've probably met a furry and didn't know it. That's why, like, you know, like I said earlier, bro, I don't hate all furries. I don't think furries are the worst people on the planet. But I ain't gonna lie, online, y'all, some of y'all niggas is wildin'. You might have to ring in some of your boys. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same with the anime community. There's a lot of weirdos in the anime community. And, you know, that's why I can't be a hypocrite and be like, oh, no, furries, that's crazy. Meanwhile, like, we got niggas like Mr. Anime fucking killed his entire family. Yeah, Jesus Christ, bro.
And the only reason I found out weeks later they were fairies was because one of them had the fox from the movie Bad Guys as their PC home screen.
Understandable.
Which was the only down.
Wait, home screen? Nah, hell no. What? Home screen is crazy. I was gonna say if you said hear me out, I would listen, but this is too far. Home screen is crazy, bro.
Side of associating with them, having to see
home screen is crazy, bro.
That every time they shared their screen for a project, but their reputation is slowly changing. Some people would rather associate with a fairy more than your average VTuber now.
I would never thought in a world I'd be saying this too, by the way. I think I'd rather kick it with a furry than a VTuber. Furries are unironically not even that bad.
I don't know much about VTubers either. I don't know that much about VTubers either, bro. I did that one video where I made a short where I was talking about it, and like a whole bunch of VTuber streamers messaged, like they commented on my TikTok and everything. I was like, how many of there are you? And then apparently I ain't gonna lie, apparently it's a lot of money in VTubing. I didn't know that. There's a lot of money in it.
I thought we would talk about some infamous fairies that actually do deserve the reputation they have, primarily because recently I landed myself on the fairy side of Instagram
This is crazy, bro. This is insane.
Reels. I really do hope my algorithm returns to alternative live leak footage.
I've seen the same meme, bro.
But I was served the video by the user Peebster going into the most infamous fairies, and I thought I would completely copy and take the idea and go into more detail. So thank you, Peebster. I hope you keep horrifying your elderly father with details about the fairy community. But anyway, who are these fairies that are actual degenerates?
I'm just watching him play King Kong in that background, bro. It makes me want to add it to my collection.
degenerates or straight up criminals.
What kind of prank would that be?
Mangus
A prank is,
Deridian.
it's designed to get some sort of a humor out of it.
Probably one of the more tame entries on this list is Magnus Deridian, or Robert Michael Soikovsky, a 53-year-old furry that joined the community in 2003.
Damn. Hold on, bro.
Ski, a 53...
What? Oh, okay, he's just wearing red gloves. I was about to say.
Year-old furry that joined the community in 2003. And I did say this is the tamest furry on the list, but the things he's done and been accused of are anything but. So yeah, that's how bad this video is going to get. But to give you a quick rundown of some of the allegations against him, Magnus was a prime suspect in the fairy chlorine gas attack in 2014.
What?
Which I talked about in a previous video, where
I gotta watch that video.
Concentrated chlorine powder was reported to be intentionally released at the convention center, hospitalizing 19 attendees and forcing the convention center to be evacuated with...
That nigga was trying to get a damn orbital VSAT. He was trying to get him a score streak. What? Concentrated chlorine powder?
Fire services and a hazmat team being called to the scene. And 3 days after the event, Magnus's house was raided by the FBI, which he confirmed...
Oh my god, this probably pissed off so many Americans seeing a furry with an American flag on his back. I want to know how many people he pissed off with this.
In a later interview.
When did the FBI first come to you? Was it straight after?
About 3 days later, they knocked on the door, and I was like, wondering, who are these people?
And then they came again when later on? Was that...
Well, at first I wouldn't let them search the place because, like, why not? And they came back a few hours later. I'm like, fine, search.
And he was also interviewed multiple times by the FBI, with his alibi being he was in the room with his roommate at the time when the alarms to evacuate sounded, but the roommate when interviewed denied these claims and said they went with him at the time.
Here's the thing, and Sean kind of brought it up before about the truth and stuff, so when you're talking to the FBI, lying to the FBI is actually charging him with itself.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you if you had any knowledge. You know, I had no knowledge, I had no idea what's going on.
What is up? How? I'm trying to understand, how are you a government agency and you can't get decent microphones, bro? Like, this is ridiculous. I feel like are you talking through a Connect microphone? Like, what's going on?
Ask all the questions about it. I swear I had nothing to do with it. If you had nothing to do.
And the FBI didn't push him any further. They did another interview years later, but ultimately it seems they stopped pursuing him. Even though apparently at the time he did have access to chemicals such as chlorine, because it said he was working as a lifeguard at the time. But he denies the allegations to this day.
Well, whatever happened there, if there were cameras there, they would have seen it. And that's why I was curious why they came to me, because I was somewhere else.
And even to this day, nobody has been caught for this incident after all these years, so it's impossible to tell right now if it was Magnus.
Charlotte is not a furry, by the way.
However, this apparently isn't the first time he was accused of things on this level, because he has a loaded criminal past, from disorderly conduct to terroristic threats, which refers to an apparent prank he did in the early 2000s, where he went into a bank, placed a device on the front desk, walked away and said device released something akin to smoke, of which the result was a pregnant woman being rushed to hospital.
What?
The fire department and a hazmat team being called in, and him apparently being very mad that they raised it from a terroristic threat charge to a felony, and with doing so, they got a warrant to raid his house. And he was very mad, mainly because the supposed device was a stink bomb that he specifies did not release smoke.
But why did you do that? I don't know. I was about to look at Charlotte. Why? But why did you do that? I'm confused, bro. Did the bank not? How mad at the bank were you to put a stink bomb in that bitch? Assuming that it really was a stink bomb. Like, what possessed you to do that? You're 50. I haven't seen a stink bomb since middle school.
And he did all of this because they charged him an overdraft fee.
Oh my god, bro.
Yes, he got multiple charges because he got mad at an overdraft fee.
That means you went into the negative. That's your fault.
He apparently went to prison for 8 months and pled guilty to his previous charge of disorderly conduct, which he didn't want to get too into. But all of this information is available from a message he apparently posted on a furry message board in 2005, because it was normal 2 decades ago to go into depth about your crimes, describing it in a way where you didn't do anything wrong. That was just
That's kind of crazy, bro.
an intro to Magnus, by the way. We still have a bit to go through. So Magnus has a lot of fursuits, around about 13 or more.
What is this right here? Renegade, Acid Fox, Wildstar, T-Sack? I'm cool, bro. You don't gotta tell me nothing else.
And he even previously...
Grimace McWendy? What is this? America, that's the one with the... Oh my god, bro. Wait, hold on. Because if it costs $1,000 just for the paws, how much money has this man spent on fursuits?
He had his own company making them, but there are a few of his fursuits that are more infamous, to say the least. In 2015, he would attend a con called Midwest Fur Fest, and he would attend the con in what seemed to be a fair...
Holy shit. This is why... Yo, I'm not gonna lie. You might be homeboys with one of these niggas and you just don't know it. That's what I'm saying. What is this? What am I looking at right here? What? Is this a gorilla? I ain't gonna lie. This one's kind of tough though. Put the beat downs on somebody like Donkey Kong.
Suit inspired by the Confederate flag.
Oh yeah, you don't lost your mind, buddy.
Flag that some say has the connotations of things like slavery and racism, while some say it represents Southern pride.
I'm not gonna get into the politics of it, but that's kind of crazy, gang.
Also came equipped with a sign endorsing Donald Trump, which was around when Trump was running for office for the first time, and there was a heated debate within the country leading up to the election. The name of the fursuit was Arkansas, and at the same con, he would be detained by
Arkansas. You mean Arkansas? Arkansas? Oh my god, British people.
Security, and banned from attending the con till 2017 for...
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, trying to be a political furry is insanity, bro. You should have known that wasn't gonna work, buddy.
Apparently his own safety. After his ban, he would attend a different con called AnthroCon in 2017, and he would attend...
How many cons for furries are there?
In the same fursuit, attempting to hide the flag under a white sheet, but this time he wasn't banned for the fursuit, instead he was just reprimanded and told not to wear it again, but he would eventually be banned again for not paying his 2017 membership fee, and was told...
You have to pay a membership fee to be a furry? How much money is in this hobby? Let me tell you something about anime niggas, okay? Unless you collect a lot of stuff, you can skirt by without spending a dime, and you could be an anime head. How much money goes into being a furry? Like, real talk. What is this membership fee? You have to pay a membership fee to go to a con? $900 for paws. I'm losing my mind.
Told not to return till he did pay the said membership.
I'm losing my mind.
I actually didn't know you had to pay a subscription fee for these cons, but the more you know, I guess. Another reason why being a furry is an expensive hobby.
Rich furries?
However, Magnus is... No, I guess. Another reason why being a...
Look, furries. If you not one of these weird ass niggas, I accept your money the same as anybody else.
Furry is an expensive hobby. However, Magnus's FurCon shenanigans didn't end there, as once his ban from Midwest Fur Fest expired in the same year as his previous stunt in 2017, he would attend again, one without membership and two with a completely different fursuit. A fursuit that was relatively normal except for it being
It was like JoJo's kinda.
Equipped with a World War I German helmet.
Oh yeah, I was completely off base. I thought that was like Jotaro's. Oh my
helmet modified with
I forgot these were not anime niggas.
the fairy logo, which I don't think would have got him banned by default, but the thing that definitely did get him banned was reciting a certain phrase that would often be accompanied by a salute during World War II, associated with a not-so-nice German party at the time. When staff heard about this and caught on to who he was, he would be asked to leave and soon taken into custody by the police, where
So this nigga was just an edgelord.
there was apparently a picture of such event where he had to completely take off his fursuit and get in the back of a police car.
That probably is the most embarrassing part, having to take off the fursuits.
I always thought people wore something under their fursuit, but I was mistaken.
He was booty butt naked. I mean, them suits probably do get hot, but that's still crazy to me, gang. Not even underwear.
Magnus would create a GoFundMe later on attempting to gather enough money for legal defense, as the staff from the FairCon had pressed charges.
Oh, wait, hold on, bro. I just thought about that. Were you freeballing? Oh my god, that shit probably stink, bro.
Including trespassing and battery, but the campaign would be taken down shortly after. Another event Magnus is known for is in 2014, where he would attend Anthrocon, allegedly attending with a fursuit that was said to be a bootleg copy of another fairy's fursuit.
The Lemonade Coyote ripoff fursuit, to judge for yourselves.
With the fairy going by the name Lemonade Coyote, who a year prior had unfortunately passed away on EMT duty, and a lot of furries
EMT duty? So furries be saving people's lives?
At the time viewed this as disrespectful. There were rumours he did this with other fursuits copying their design, but most rumours don't provide the names of.
What's the purpose of doing that, bro? Like, come on. What? You paying all this money to look like somebody else? Okay, bro.
The fairies he's copied.
Rest in peace to that guy. He was an EMT. I respect that.
Or provide pictures. So that is Magnus, the first one on the list, and it's only going to get worse. By the way, if you are curious about Magnus and the chlorine attack, check out Brazen FM's 2024 podcast series called Fair and Loathing, where they got unseen FBI interviews and reports regarding the event, which was actually a really good listen and shows how confusing the investigation performed by the authorities was.
But they were probably freaked out because they were seeing a bunch of people in giant animal suits didn't know what to do.
Anyway, next fairy.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
So, a step up from the previous example is...
I don't even know if I even want to watch this, bro. I might throw up, bro.
Is Carpet Sample, one of the more well-known terrible examples that most fairies and non-fairies resent, and someone I've briefly spoken about before. Now, Carpet Sample, or Shadow Wolfess, or even William Bill J. Clark,
his full government is crazy,
was born on the 3rd of March 1956.
This nigga seen the Great Depression.
Meaning, as of this video, he would be 69 years old. If you laughed at that, you are missing a few neurons. But he was last active in the fairy community around 2009, when he was around 53 years old, and he has not been seen both online or in public since, or at least we know of. Good. He had many aliases, and it is very easy to go incognito.
Husky fuck? I don't even want to...
In the fairy community, if you just have enough money to get a new fursuit, then GG, you're a new person. Unless they ask for your name when you're paying for your ticket to go to fairy conventions. But Carpet Sample was very well known to just ghost cons, meaning he didn't sign up or pay to attend, and would just show up and apparently sleep in the lobby of the convention after hours because he wouldn't have a room. However,
that's... Yo, what? This man was skirting around paywalls.
But despite his age, Carpet was an inspiring artist. Here's one of his drawings. You know, we all start...
What the fuck?
Somewhere. If
it kind of looks like...
PewDiePie can turn into a competent artist in just a month with dedication, so can everyone else.
I ain't gonna lie, it kind of looks like, you know how Tyler be coloring in the color books?
Just that his chosen art subject wasn't things like realism, architecture, or abstract paintings. No, on a post made a decade ago, he would say his artistic passion was drawing YIF art, which in the community means fairies And he also
I'm about to skip this section, bro.
drew
You better watch it. You better choose your next sentences wisely.
cub art of this, which I think is self-explanatory.
Bear cub. I'm not gonna ask.
But for those of you not so bright, cub refers to an animal or fairy that is really young. And he was so passionate about his art, he would sometimes do commissions for low pay or completely free. However, this is not nearly the most disturbing part about Carpet Sample, as in the same post he admits to being a plushophile, which means he likes having intimate activities with plushies. Yep, owning an IKEA Blahaj now not only means you're a femboy, but that you must now protect it as they are also at risk of being defiled.
The plushies can stand up on their own.
But wait, that's not even the worst part.
I know.
It keeps going. So after being done with his activities with said plushies, and giving them the money shot and cream filling they also did not need, he would skin the plushie and add it to his collection.
Oh, it wasn't. Oh my god, it was cum stained furry. Oh my god. Oh my god. I genuinely just debated if I wanted to finish this video, bro. Fuck it.
Said collection being his fursuit, hence why the name Carpet Sample. He would wear the trophies of his fornication with plushies as the skin for his fursuit.
This man wore nut rags as the fursuit, bro.
All of them unwashed, meaning
I bet when you seen him, it was like, it was probably the most terrifying thing in the full convention. Oh my god, I'm about to throw up, bro.
his crusty fursuit is essentially a graveyard for his unborn children. And this is what he was most infamously known for, because he would attend cons with the fursuit and it would apparently smell to the point where it would clear entire rooms, either smelling of—
He smells so bad he cleared entire rooms just because of his stench. I'm not gonna lie, that's I don't even know what to say to that. I was about to say somebody should have jumped him, but I feel like y'all literally would have been like, it would have been like approaching the elephant's foot in Chernobyl, bro. You know you're not supposed to be near it.
piss or just straight up death. Also, some con-goers that apparently spoke to him recount terrible stories where he talks about the weirdest things, and apparently his suit had a female genitalia or something. But once again, it gets much worse.
Nah.
In one forum introducing himself, he would go into graphic detail about how he was a zoophile, which is basically a person that is attracted to animals and wants to do intimate things with them. And in one post, he goes into detail about how he has done things with dogs he owns, and his preference for said animals, and even his future aspirations. And he also asks people with similar interests to send him pictures, and on his Facebook you can find—
Oh no, bro. Don't show me this.
Find pictures of his animals and the deplorable conditions they were living in. There were all—
No.
Also claims he solicited someone for activities who was underage in exchange for alcohol, and in another instance got banned from a fair con for asking someone in an elevator with a service dog if he could do things with the dog. This guy is honestly rivaling any of the 40k Chaos Gods right now, and
No, bro, this man is probably an entity in the Red Moon Knight Berserk manga, bro.
Don't even know if Nagel would touch him, but he is behind probably one of the worst fursuits created in the fandom and is a stain on the furry community as a whole.
And crashes upon my glowing...
Jesus, bro, that was... I've listened to like a lot of crazy things, bro, but that was genuinely the hardest thing for me to get through. I didn't even want to do any commentary, bro. I'm gonna have to put up a warning at the beginning of this video, bro.
Again, I think to myself, what's next?
This is gonna seem so out of place on my channel because I'm still putting this video up. I'm thugging it. Man, if I had to experience this, you're gonna experience this. I might lose subscribers for this video.
From here.
So I thought I would throw in some not so honorable mentions real quick because I couldn't fit their stories in this video. Foxler Nightfire is a fairy known throughout the fairy community, mainly because they are behind one of the most infamous fairy groups called the Fairy Raiders, or as they're commonly referred, the Fairy Nazis. Their logo—
Are we serious? There's no way.
Kind of does look reminiscent of
what?
that one World War II party as well. And they have quite a lot of members in their group, with a popular example being Crusader Cat, who is this bowl haircut guy who looks like that one guy out of Dumb and Dumber. And like Foxler, he has been banned from a lot of fair cons due to
somebody needs to just jump his ass.
His belief, but he has been seen at a lot of recent cons and people just take pictures where they flip him off. There's also been a rumour circulating that they did things with their cat, but some people speculate that was just a rumour spread to get rid of him. But
okay, bro.
Some refer to Foxler as that one Austrian painter of the fairy community, and apart from being banned from most fairy cons, he apparently wrote...
He probably thought that he looked so hard in this picture, bro. He probably genuinely thought he looked so hard in this picture.
Of the fairy community.
That's the... that's the saddest thing for real, bro. You really thought you looked that hard with a head, with a band, with an armband and a wolf mask. Man thought he was exuding aura. Boy, that was stench.
And apart from being banned from most fairy cons, he apparently wrote a blog post saying he was talking to those underage.
Chantel here and Hannah only one here cries. Yeah, that's all I know, bro.
When he was 18, and another post going into descriptive detail about dogs. And you can't have an unhonorable mentions list without mentioning Hypnotist Sapper. I did do a previous video on them, but they were known before this in VR chat for specializing in hypnotism and phantom sense videos on YouTube, but they are...
VR chat is such a weird rabbit hole, bro. I don't recommend ever learning anything. I'm genuinely going to take a cleanser after this video, bro, because I feel like I've learned too much information that I didn't need to know.
Are more infamously known for making a YouTube video in VR chat where they would admit to being a zoophile and saying they are more attracted to dogs, specifically German Shepherds, more...
What the fuck are we... I'm so glad my dog left my room, bro. What are we...
than people.
I am a zoophile. I do not have a thing for humans. I am more attracted to dogs like German Shepherds.
Shut the fuck up!
God, there was so much good production quality in those older videos of mine. In the same video, she also compares coming out as a zoo to being gay and the struggles she faced comparable to what gay people had to go through in the 90s.
I hope the LGBT jumped your ass, bro. That's crazy. No, bro. There's the difference between being gay and being a criminal.
And it's a lot like when homosexuals were coming out in the 1960s.
Yeah, you done lost your mind, bro. I can't believe you did this in a cherry blossom peaceful garden background with a VTuber, I mean not a VR chat character. Like, what possessed you to do this?
When homosexuals were coming out in the 1960s during Stonewall and those sorts of events.
Nobody in your house heard you saying this?
They also brought someone on that was in a relationship with their dog, and apparently their family was okay with it.
What?
Absolutely.
And I can look myself in the mirror and say it. You know, I'm...
Who put up this picture of the dog?
A zoo. And my partner is the love of my life, and
to make it worse, they attempted to create a legal organization for zoos, apparently recognized by the US government, but that was a lie. It wasn't recognized by...
Yeah, hell no. Zeta? What?
Any government body, and it quickly failed.
Zeta North America? Yeah, I hope you get sent to Chernobyl.
We're also known to be interacting with multiple underage people, at one point having NSFW Twitter spaces, reading them bedtime stories and doing ASMR and sending inappropriate voice messages to one of them.
And like you said, since I am satanic mama, that kind of implies something.
Yo, I'm so sick of niggas. I genuinely don't believe people should have access to the internet freely like this, bro. This is somebody who has contributed nothing to society, but nothing.
Even admitted to being attracted to those underage in tweets. And
you're crazy.
Even dating someone underage who would break up with them. After
how do you get broken up with?
All of this, they would eventually be doxxed and essentially forced off the internet.
What is that avatar? I bet. How much money did you pay for this?
But before leaving, they would provide dramatic dialogue at the end of Brandon FM's video on them, saying they are improving because certain people are treating them with compassion now, and saying they are sorry and not to worry about them, and then they would just disappear. Supposedly, there have been rumours they are still roaming the VR chat servers under a new alias, and they were apparently in my comments section when I made my video about them. Now, the story of Zell the Wolf is quite a short one, but straight out
Jesus Christ.
of a horror movie. Zell the Wolf, or Aaron Thomas Uzeri, was not a well-known fairy in the community beforehand, but in 2016 he would eventually be known not to just fairies, but a lot of people outside of the community. Zell had met two very underage individuals on DeviantArt, where he would request images and pictures from them whilst also sending pictures of himself, which included a video where he would do intimate things with his dog. The parents of the victim would eventually see the online interactions and report it to the police, where he would eventually be arrested and sent
Why is he smiling?
to just 17 years in prison.
17?
He also did a video interview at the time admitting guilt and saying he would not contest the charges.
Ah, sweet, man.
Oh my god, bro.
Made horrors beyond my comprehension. You know, back then you used to have to get high or drunk to see these, but, you know, thanks to the internet, now you just have to... It's everywhere.
Kara the Wolf was a previously highly respected...
Oh, nah, I know this one. This is the weirdo. He was in a chat full of people. Like, this was on a true crime horror podcast, okay? This was on a true crime horror podcast. This is weird. I think they said he had sex with Roadkill, bro.
Fairy YouTuber who started his channel all the way back in 2013 with content like going to fairy conventions and talking about topics related to fairies.
Big ass eyeballs.
And even at the time, some people would have even called him family friendly. He was fairly liked by the community and one of the biggest fairy content creators of that time. But later on, he would be more well known for a different reason, as in 2018 the so-called zoo sadist leaks would occur, where a Telegram group chat believed to have Kero in it would be leaked to the public.
The minute that you mention Telegram, it's like literally all sense of morality and legality is out the window, bro. Telegram is a dark place.
And inside were horrors beyond human comprehension. So there's your warning to leave now. If you don't want to be stun-locked for the rest of the day, leave. I am not joking, by the way. Things do get significantly worse from this point. In said group...
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. You know what? I'm just gonna do everybody a favor, bro. If you want to know what that man did, I'm gonna let you go look it up. I'm not gonna force you to see that here. If you want to know what he did, you go look that up. I'm going to cut the video here, bro. Good video by Royalty. I already know what he did. I don't need to be rehashed about it. I'm cool on that. I'm cool on it. I'm good on it, bro. I barely made it through that. Barely made it to that carpet sample, dude. Oh, my God. I'm tapping out. I'm done. I'm good. I'm cool. Y'all have a good day. If you look that up, that's on you, gang. You can't even say it about me. You can't even say it was my fault.